the heartbeat of our incredible community. New You Life is the hormone health company developing transformative products that challenge the way you age. The Pulse features rising stars, leaders in the field, and insights from our leaders at headquarters. Each Pulse podcast is designed to help you become the best version of yourself by keeping you dialed in, inspired, and motivated. Are you ready to be the best you? Now, let's listen to the Pulse of New You Life.
But as we talk today, we really wanted to talk about Untypical. I know we're all excited about it, aren't we?
Super excited.
Brand new product. And on just kind of in the formulation of this whole thing, we've learned about skincare. We've learned more about beauty. We've learned more about why this product's so important and what it can really mean to the public. And so as our job, like we always talk about, is we're always looking to how are we going to share it, what are we going to do, and how are we going to educate people about what we have. I said this last night, I was on a Zoom, and I think it pertains particularly to Untypical. I spend a lot of time, and I know you guys probably do the same, explaining why New You Life is different. It's always different, right? It's like, because there's so many people that are in our space, there's so many companies that are out there, and there's so many people that are competing for different things. And so it always makes sense to me for them to understand why New You Life is different, because I think once you do, then you recognize why New You Life is important to you, right? And why it can be different for you with whatever story you tell, because everyone has their own goals, everyone has what they want to accomplish. And so once they understand why New You Life, why Untypical can help them get there, then all of a sudden it connects to them personally, and I love that. That's one of my very, very favorite things. And I've said all that to say, one of my favorite things about these panels is you guys get to share what you do particularly about it. You get to share how you feel about it. You get to share how you share it so that they can see why it is different and new for them. And so I'm just grateful you guys are willing to do it. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and ask our first question. Donna, I'm going to ask you if that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, I know you have built both socially, but you also, and you and I were talking about this even yesterday, you've also built sort of sitting in front of people, right? Belly to belly, like we used to call it.
Yes.
And really growing your business that way. And so just take a minute, talk about how you've shared, talk about the things that you're doing that are working, and maybe how that relates to Untypical. I'd love to hear that.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So there's two ways I think that I connect with people. One is, of course, socially on social media. And I do that mostly because I know that that's that large audience that we can reach. I know personally as a woman, I just turned 56, the struggles that when people are starting to struggle, they shut down on their personal care, right?
That's right.
Because they're busy doing other things. And so I think social media is a great way to share stories, to share personal experiences, because I like showing up real and sharing authentically, because then people can relate to that. So it's not all filters. So when people are struggling, they stop personal care. I also love doing belly to belly, and it's people. Everybody's watching us wherever we go. It's on social media or in person. I play a lot of pickleball, and people are watching me all day, every day, play, and they want to know what's going on. But I had to take a step back and not play a game and sit down, and people start opening up. They start sharing their stories. And belly to belly, I like saying heart to heart, because it's just amazing how people open up. And then that is you're in, that you start creating this relationship, and then you have something to offer them. So I love doing that. We spoke earlier about three-way calls. Since our summit, there's been a switch that's flipped on for me. And I've had to put blinders on and not watch what everybody else is doing. I had to sit with myself and my God and listen to where he was leading me. And I love piquing interest in where I am, either social media or in person, having those conversations, and then sending a video. Send a video. Hey, here's my phone. Put your number in there. They do it. I send them a video, and then I pass. I use Johnny. I use Joe.
That's so
I
good.
use Kenny. And what I've learned it's like a relief. Like, oh, I don't have to do this on my own. I have this crew of beautiful humans that are helping me. And then we do a 3-way call, and we build the relationship more, and it goes on from there. So,
Gosh, I love that.
Stuff.
You know, and she talked about all
She
the
did
basics,
call
right?
me.
Yes.
She
literally-
did call me a beautiful human. You heard her say that.
I mean, some things you gotta take with a grain of salt.
I just felt the energy come over here when she said
It's
it.
the lift, Johnny.
It just must
It was going
It's a
towards
lift.
your direction.
be my hydrant.
Like smiling.
All right, so you talked about pickleball, so I gotta know, are you like a pickleball fanatic?
I am.
or- Okay, all
Yeah, she
right.
really is.
yeah.
She's obsessed.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 days a week.
6 days a week, you're
Hours
playing
a day.
pickleball?
Yeah. It's just gotten very competitive. Gotten
I
very competitive.
had a buddy of mine introduce me to it, and he's like just crazy about it. All he wants to do is play pickleball. Anyway.
Yeah, Donna's really, it's very hardcore.
It's interesting. It's so interesting.
She really
Like,
is into
and
it.
our
Good.
products are just, like the foundation that are helping me push myself more, further and further. So it's amazing.
Well, I love what you said, because really, legitimately, Donna, you talked about all the basics, like everything we talked about. Like you talked about sharing socially. You talked about how you build heart to heart, which I love that distinction. Then you talked about using 3-way calls. Those are all things that are so critical that we should always do, right? We were talking about this earlier. Sometimes we forget to do them. We don't make them a part of who we are and kind of part of what we do each day. So I love the fact that you talked about it. Very well done.
Yeah, she
No,
actually
no.
just talked for all of us. So
Yeah,
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're out.
Hold on.
That's right.
We covered it all. Thanks,
We're all
Donna.
done now, but good job. No, beautifully said. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's all right, Kate, can I ask you the next question?
Sure.
All right. Kate, one of the things I've always loved about you and how you build is you always talk about being genuine and authentic.
Yeah.
You always talk about how you connect with people and how you really connect with who they are. And the only way to do that is by being genuinely who you are,
Yeah.
right? There's that connection that has to be built.
Yeah.
A lot of times we talk about doing that socially. We talk about doing that, sort of heart to heart. But the reality is that it's so critical and so key. And one of the things I love about Untypical is it's very experiential, right? It's one of those things. It's
Yeah.
highly demonstratable.
Yes.
It's something you're used. And
Yeah.
so I've always said all that to say I think that personal connection might be even more important because of the nature of the product. That's what we have, right? We have the gel.
Yeah.
We have these things that need that personal connection.
Yeah.
And so just take a minute, talk about how important that is, and maybe
Yeah.
even how it relates to that.
So I love talking about being authentic and building through
Yeah.
being yourself, because I used to always think, well, I'm not going to sell, right?
Yeah.
I don't sell.
You can do that, right?
You know what I mean? And everyone says, oh, this is an industry you don't have to sell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to sell.
Yeah.
But really, once you start to learn that you are selling yourself, you're selling who you are. You're selling who you are as authentic as possible. Then it just opens a door for you to build your network. And people say it's a numbers game. I really have a hard time when people say that, because the most wealthiest people in the world have the biggest networks.
Yeah.
So it does become a numbers game, but it doesn't become like, oh, I talked to my 5th person today, because that person feels like you're talking to
Yeah.
a number. You are talking and building a connection. So I made a connection with my 5th person today, connecting, right? So as long as you are building through making connections, you're gonna always be a recruiting magnet, because you are taking the time to get to know someone. Then you can kind of place them in the category of which products am I going to talk to them about, right? So then you're not selling them, and you're not selling again. You're selling yourself. You're selling who you are, and you can never outperform your own self-worth. So I always like to talk about that too, because you never can outperform your own self-worth. So who are you? Figure out who you are,
I love
because then that's building authentically. I never once talked about, oh, we have the best compensation plan, we have the best products. I just talked about what I love to do in life, and then I bought the product. So it's like, get on the product is key, because I always watch people try to build through a new product launch or something like that. It's not about that. A product launch is for you to have the experience, and that's why I love the Untypical, because it has such a great experience like up front for you, so you can already be authentically you by you using it. Share some content, create some curiosity posts, do all that, get your old customers on it that maybe not be active, go through your list, go through your distributors that are maybe not actively building either, get them all excited. They have this new Untypical product that they can now experience right there that day. Get them all on it, get their own testimony testimonies on it. That's authentic. Just stop selling it by saying, we have this new product today. No, get on it. That's how you build. I never would build by getting a new recruitment from a new product. I would get more volume, build your volume up by going through existing customers and distributors, and then let them share it as well. And then all of a sudden people are like, what is this, buzz about? What is going on? Because they'll come to you because you never sold them. You're just sharing your experience. You're creating curiosity posts. You're helping your existing customers, distributors, maybe This is the best time, guys. Literally the best time. I love when we are launching a new product because I'm not thinking, oh, you guys are going to go build your business by getting new recruitments. No, you're going to go activate those people that once were so passionate about the business, go back through. They once joined you, so go get them again. And then you're excited because you've got them back excited, and then people are going to feel that energy when you do talk to them, when you do reach out. And I have to just say this, which is so key, is when you take the time to get to know someone and you're talking to them and you're being yourself and you're not selling them, you're just caring about them, then you'll know, okay, maybe they need the shield, maybe they need the lift, maybe they need the hydrate, maybe they need, all the other somaderm, everything else. But you lead with not necessarily the launching product, you lead with what they need, and then everything else just gets tied into it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So true.
Gosh, I love that.
So true.
I wish I had something to write with. I was going to write down. You never outperform your own self-worth. I think that's so good. And like I said, I love what you had to say about that personal connection and everything that was a part of that. I heard a long time ago, and it just dovetails what you were saying was, people don't, as fantastic as all of our stuff is, they join because of you.
Yeah, they
always
do.
They always join because of who
Because
you are.
they trust you too.
They trust you, and that's why they do.
And if you even said, if every time we launch a new product as well, and you're still in it to win it, right? You're still doing it. They're watching that. So even if you never talk about the product and you just say I'm here, no matter the ups and downs. I had a really bad week, but I'm here. You will watch how many people will reach out to you and say, okay, what do you got going on? Because
they've been on the sideline for so long.
They're
We're
watching.
6.5 years in almost.
Yeah.
And they're like, so you guys are still doing your thing. I'm like, still here. We got new stuff, new territories, new products. Like, you going to sit on the sideline much longer?
And you
or
guys
gonna-
have literally the best opportunity.
hands
There's
down.
times that I sometimes want to, build because I love seeing what you guys have here. We have the best opportunity.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
it's
we do.
amazing.
Yeah.
No, I loved how you couched that because it is at the core. That is really why that's why they do what they do.
Yeah.
It's that genuine, authentic connection.
Yeah.
And if you never connect to that personally,
Yeah.
there's no way you're gonna have success.
If you don't know who you are, which is why I say, what is your self-image? Who are you? They're gonna be like, well, who are you?
Yeah, I love it.
You guys tied it in together. Creating rapport or connecting with somebody, the way you tied in asking them, just being authentic yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story, and everybody likes to hear a story. When you come up to someone and say, hey, you want to hear something really wild? Like everyone, they lean in right there. You got a story to tell me.
Yeah.
But it's just you being authentic. So no one's going to tell your story like your story. I can't tell any one of your stories. I just have to tell my story. Because it's not my job to okay, so anyway, let me tell you about Donna. No, let Donna talk about Donna. And everyone's got a story, so just share your story. I mean, it's it.
That's true.
And listen and feel that feedback from someone else. Because once you create rapport and they know their gloves are down, because you're not being salesy, you're not selling, you're telling and you're sharing, then it's like, oh, wow, this is cool, we're talking.
Yeah.
That's it, we're just having a conversation. And that's why I like this, we're talking. Right, guys?
Yeah, you recruit.
talking.
You don't recruit to them. You recruit through them too. Through your story, through your image. You don't recruit to them.
That is
No, I
very
love
true.
it. Well said. Beautifully said. No, that was perfect. Alice, may I ask you our next question?
Sure. Actually, Kate just said everything I wanted to say.
I'm gonna say.
I know, that's why she said.
I'll have
she was
nothing
I have to go
left.
first.
I'll have nothing left. John, what about you?
John,
Good.
I
What's
don't
the
know.
lady said?
Yeah, what the three of them said,
Which is what
exactly
you're
like
supposed to
that.
say anyway.
Only,
That.
Something good. Alice, I know you have this unique ability to build teams. You've done it for forever, and you're so good at kind of engaging with them and keeping them motivated, keeping them moving forward. and obviously so much of what we do is building with teams. And so every time we introduce a new product or program or whatever it is that we have, we're always looking at how that will engage with teams and how you as leaders get a chance to kind of integrate and make that a part of what you do every day. And so I know all the stuff we've talked about is critical. Do you have anything particular, and you can talk about whatever you'd like relative to Untypical, but do you have anything particularly you like to do with your teams when you're talking about a new product, when you're trying to engage with them? Are there things you'd like to share with them to help them understand what they have?
Sure, Stony. Well, actually, Kate just said everything that I wanted to say about sharing product, because here in this company, we are very different with any other companies out there. I'm in the like beauty industry consulting for many, many, many years. I never use the word selling because I'm not a salesperson. I don't like to sell. I am just who I am. So people actually come to me because they look at me and they're like, oh, what are you doing right now? Are you still with this company? Are you still with, because they see the consistency.
Yeah.
And I had never told my friend, like my closest friend or family member, I don't tell them what I do.
That's awesome.
They always,
They don't
because
even
if
know.
you tell them, they're gonna reject you because they know you so well. But if you don't tell them, they'll actually ask you, oh, they're curious, like, oh, what are you doing? You look very different. I mean, are you using anything? Because people know I'm in this industry, so they always ask me, are you using something different? So then I always share my product or the stuff that I use, and then they believe me because they see the difference in me. And they know I am very down to the earth. I don't exaggerate anything. So then when I speak for something or when I represent something, they believe me. So with the team, it's the same thing. Because you have to set up as a role model because they're all watching you. And if you are doing something right I always call it the very stable foundation. If you build your foundation right, you are going to be very strong. And this is what we need in this market because there are so many companies out there and we are the one and only different. I always say we are the one and only different company here. And I am the only one and different person representing because everyone is very special in their own character. And you are me as an individual. I'm representing me, and at the same time, I'm representing the company.
I love it.
And that's why I have to be very careful on what you do and how you talk to people. Because when you're talking to people from all over the world, because we are a global company, we're building globally, and everybody is different. We have different culture, different people, different backgrounds. And how you represent yourself, how you talk to them, it is the key. Because at the end of the day, you are representing everyone out there. And then when they see how you are, they are, believe me, some people, they might leave, they might go, but they will return because they know that you know something that they maybe are still figuring out and then they want to learn from you. I think that we all agree.
Less is more. Your
Less is
approach
more.
is so much
That's
better,
why I don't
yeah.
really talk much about product. I don't really say, oh, this work, that work. I never push people. So then they always ask me. So when they are interested in what you're doing, they would actually follow you. And they will, you're guiding them through the whole thing. So I am guiding my team. That's why they are very comfortable when they come to me and they feel like I'm a friend. I'm a family member. So they're willing to talk. So I think Kate agreed with me. Donna, Johnny, we're in the market. So we know how the business are. And I am building a business where I can pass to my next generation.
Love it.
Not just like I am doing this just for 5 years. No, I'm doing this for the next 50 years if I can. This is what I am.
We have to follow our CEO.
We have
He
to
has no
follow our
plans.
CEO. I
slowing
told
down anytime
Alexi, as long as you're alive,
as
as
long as he's
long
You're not
as
going
we're
anywhere.
here.
We're not going
Yeah,
anywhere.
because we just love our family here. You're all the family. You're just, everyone
You
out
guys are our
there,
family.
the teamwork, they're all family.
They're our
Even if we can have disagreement.
Sure,
It's
of
okay.
course.
We always
That's
fight.
all right.
Even with family
right.
members,
Family
with
always-
kids, with my mom, I always fight. I love her, but I fight with her all the time. But because I care, because I love her. That's why, everybody has different opinion and things, and we just have to lead them, guide them through the right direction, and make them see what they can do.
That's right.
And they're all asset to us. And that's why with the Untypical, oh my God, I cannot imagine how people will be out there, how when they actually put it on, because this is something that you can see instantly.
Yeah, happens like that.
Instant improvement, enhancement.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be big. I just tell you out there, everybody, you guys have to pay attention, because once the product
really
is
is.
launched, is out there,
Yeah.
you just need to grab it, because
Yeah.
you will love it. Because this is, I mean, price-wise,
Oh, it's
It's off the charts.
it is
It's amazing.
checks all the
amazing.
boxes.
We
all
really
the
think the
boxes.
company is doing this for us, because I'm not going to tell you how much. I don't know actually, but I know it's going to be very, very reasonable,
Reasonable.
and something that we all can
Very
afford.
competitive.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
First, and then secondly, I'm not fighting with your mom. Because she's way tougher
Everyone
than
loves
me.
her.
That's
Everyone
right.
loves
She's the
her.
best.
Yes, she's so sweet.
It is the you beautifully explained one of the things that makes us so unique. You know, it's this idea that we're all committed to each other, that we're all focused on each other, and you know, something special happens when, like you said, when people recognize that. You know, it's like, even if you're connecting with someone personally or however that works, when someone recognizes that it's all about them and it's all
Yes.
about our family and it's all about how we connect, then all of a sudden you want to belong, right? You want to be a part of
Yes.
that. And the products and the things that you share become the catalyst. They become the way that you can make it and sort of facilitate those kind of things. And so I love the fact that you brought that up, because it's critical.
They have to be want something. They
Yeah,
want
they
to
do.
have something, not like you're forcing them.
No.
This is all we're here for. You
It's
know?
it's the line, no one cares how much you know until they know how much
No,
you care.
That's
Yes.
it, right?
It's the foundation of this entire business. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a pay it forward model. And I don't get how there's any negativity around the industry, because it's coming from people that know nothing about the industry. It's like
Nothing.
asking, you know, someone, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but like financial advice from someone who's living on the street. You wouldn't do that.
Right.
So why are you asking someone who's never had success in the business or really doesn't know about it? But if they actually knew, wait, you guys are just really being authentic and you love what you do,
Yeah.
and you're sharing what you do
Genuinely
with
love it.
someone who could possibly benefit from that, and then you're going to help them financially, socially, everything.
All
You're going
that.
to hold their hand, walk up,
Of course.
and you get that for free. All that love and mentorship and the community that people are lacking right now. There's so much fracturing, and
Yes.
we just want to have people come together. So it sounds campy for some, but I love it. We don't talk about it enough. The social aspect
Never.
of it.
We never do.
Never
How
enough.
important it is.
No, but it's not just, it's critical.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you don't have culture. You don't have what you need to keep people together. That stickability. And so, anyway, beautifully said.
Thank you.
Well done.
Awesome.
J-Lo,
I have nothing left.
I know you don't have
Absolutely
anything to
nothing
share, so
Always.
I'm just kidding.
You know, I could talk for 12 hours on nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I thought 24 hours.
You know, one of the things that, and you guys have all, we have tremendous sort of beauty experience, right? You know, each of you have had some of that experience, and I know J-Lo has as well. You know, in my getting to know him, I know that he's had this experience kind of working in that
10 years.
industry, and 10 years,
Yeah.
and, spending time there. And I've always loved, every time I've gotten a chance to talk to you, your perspective on the industry, that particular industry, and how it relates to our industry, but also kind of your perspective on the product and how it fits in, how it's maybe, like I don't want to use the word superior, but how it can perform even better than
Oh
a
my
lot
Lord,
of the
yeah.
things that are out there.
Oh my Lord.
And so take just a minute, talk about the key components of that product, and how maybe even how you would share in that environment, how you would share with someone there.
I think
or
it's
wherever.
so easy. It's a conversation that needs to be had, and it's so simple to have the conversation and talk to people. Alice mentioned something. All the ladies mentioned so many great things. What do I love about Untypical?
Yeah.
We all have a face. Okay, we all have skin.
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Every one of us has a fudge. Okay, and everybody wants to look better, and everybody wants to feel better. When you look better, you feel better, you function at a higher level. That's a fact. So when you have demonstrative products, especially related to the beauty space, I would tell stylists this all the time, because I did it for 10 years, opened up like 300 something accounts, had multiple territories, and became a manager of some of the sales force. And I tell people, you know how powerful your business is being a stylist, or you make people feel beautiful immediately.
Yes.
They walk out of your chair with a new haircut or color or
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
and you've changed their look. You've
Yeah,
done
they're like,
more for them than a psychologist.
Yeah.
Because half the time you are a psychologist, right? You ladies know. They're sitting in the chair and the girl's sitting there, and you're like, so my firstborn did this, and they're like cutting your hair, and you're like, oh my God, she's just vomiting all this stuff about her family. But you created that rapport. You stay with your stylist for years because you have that rapport. They make you feel good. They know what you want. So we know, as a company, Alexi produces products that are so multifaceted. So when Untypical was kind of thrown in our lap a little while ago, I didn't know how to feel. Like, okay, that sounds cool. And then the more it starts to grow on us, like we're like, oh my God, these products are game changers again. We're a category creating company. We're industry disruptors. We have products that the beauty industry, and I've been saying this about the beauty industry, when someone adopts who we are and sees what we're all about, and could offer our products to their clientele and then use our model with their brick and mortar model, it's a game changer. So these three new products that you're going to learn about, immediately change someone's look. The way your skin feels, the way your skin looks, the way you radiate, the diminishing lines, the plumpness in the skin, the looks like it restores elasticity and the collagen, and talking about vitamin D production. Again, the hormone angle with Somatech. It is different. And I think it's going to be the easiest conversation anyone's ever had in a million years in this industry is, here, let me just do this for you. Okay. Here, hold on. Let me explain something. Okay, give me a bottle. It's not going to be, we're not going to be talking about this and that and explaining things.
so easy.
The easiest sale in the world is changing someone's appearance in 90 seconds. And they go, oh my God, this stuff works amazing. Get me a bottle. Or let's talk about monetizing this. Because how many people are going to want, we're a volume-based plan, that's what we love about it, right? You said something before about, let me go to my old clients. Let me go to some of my old customers. Let me say, hey, tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, by the way, we're 6.5 years old and we just keep evolving and we have a new line that's kind of a gateway line to all of our other products. But this stuff is so amazing, you have to try it. Everyone has a face, folks. It's super easy to talk about this. So I think with the beauty space, I'm going to go back and, and talk to some people who go to beauty supply distributors and go to some high-end spas and estheticians. This is a product that everyone can talk about.
J-Lo, beautifully said. You talked about old customers. You talked about people you hadn't talked to before. You talked about people that, to some degree, maybe you hadn't had contact with for a while, right? And you also really beautifully explained how you can connect it to that industry. Because you're right, everybody wants to look better. Everybody wants to feel better. Everyone wants to have that happen. And so we spend all this time as people trying to find ways to do that for ourselves. And so
it's an easy conversation. And then I just want to end with saying that ego and vanity is a driver. Okay? It's not a negative thing. You're not looking at someone going, you're so vain. No, I want to look my best. I want to feel my best. I don't know a person out there, and that's when the gel first fell on my lap close to 6.5 years ago. I was like, wow, you have something that can deliver so many different benefits, but especially feeling and looking better. And the baby boomers are all coming of age. People don't know what they don't know. So when you tap them on the shoulder again and say, we've got this thing, it's untypical, it's priced beautifully, it's performance-based, it's demonstrative, you're going to see it and feel it right away. I think we're going to do the volume like if we sold I'm saying this to the field, we sold 500,000 bottles of gel with no marketing material, with no sales team, word of mouth marketing, bunch of people excited. And it was hormone related, so there was a lot of pushback in the beginning. If we could sell 500,000 bottles of gel in the first year, we could sell 1 million units of each one of these products in the next 12 months.
Beautifully said. So, and you're exactly right. That's the opportunity, right? That's the amazing part of what Untypical can bring.
Oh yeah.
And you're right about that. There's no one better at educating and selling product than you guys, right? And then our field. And there's nothing more exciting than selling something that's that demonstrable, that's that quick, that has the right price point. that allows you to connect with people in a very serious way, that allows you to have that kind of interaction.
The difference between a gel reaction that might take 6 to 12 weeks as opposed
This
to
is
90
instant.
seconds.
Yes.
I think
right?
if you
I
got
know
them in
exactly.
90 seconds,
Yeah.
and before they even walk away, they're like, okay, so how do I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of product we're looking at. We're looking at 3 products that are like, how do I get this right now? That's how good these products are.
And the untypical, I just want to add, untypical is for all the typical people out there. I love that. It rhymes actually, It really, because we're
right.
all typical people.
We are. We're all
And
looking for
it
that.
is something that we all need. That's why I'm so excited about the launch of the untypical.
Me too.
I think that, Lexi is very untypical.
Yes.
And our products are very untypical at the end of the day. They're all untypical.
They are.
So we're calling these a few products untypical,
Yeah.
but they all are.
Company's
And-
untypical.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Exactly right.
So, I love, and I feel I've been so blessed to be able to sometimes almost sit back and watch the way that you guys are talking to people.
Yeah.
Seeing how you guys have this beautiful, untypical opportunity. And, I always wonder, why does Lexi and I have all these opportunities sometimes to talk to people, right? We're always talking to people, all the time. Where we're like, what do you guys do? And sometimes we'll reverse roles just to see how it goes. Like he's like a distributor, but it's because we're just being authentic. So I'm going to bring that right back for a minute. Is that as we're getting really excited about this, new products that are coming out, just really let that sink in and realize what we really have here, how untypical it is, and how I think of a product, and I was sharing this, the other day with somebody. I said, Alexi's made these products not just to do one thing. There's multiple things that are going on
Every
inside that
product is like
product.
that.
So,
Extraordinary.
let that sink in, because you will naturally just absorb how exciting this is, and then not just get stuck in your head of being a salesperson. You're going to actually end up saying, you know what, this is an opportunity and the whole world needs to know about it. And you're just going to go just start making that network happen, build that network, because you need to bring them into something that is very untypical.
We're going to have a hard time not saying
I
it.
know,
it,
because
yeah.
the whole company's untypical.
We're all untypical.
See, the market's so primed for it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is so
people are stuck, and we're post-COVID world we live in is bizarre, and there's so many people just. There is no. If you watch the news cycle, none of you really should, because it's just absolutely awful how much negativity is being put out there, like by design.
Yeah.
So how do you expect someone to get out of their own way if they're just up to their nose in this misery?
Yeah.
And then you come along and have something good to share. Like, hey, I got something really, this might make you feel good and look good. And by the way, how would you love to lock arms? And I love when you said about rapport, all 3 of you, that connecting, and Stony knows this is the foundation of the industry. That connection, when you said, when someone they don't get it, and our job is to help them see it. So Jim Rohn said, you have a bunch of people in the dark, and we're supposed to just shed some light on it.
Exactly.
But when they get it, like when they really get it,
Yeah.
and you see the person get excited, and then they have their product experience, and now they're shot out of a cannon. You almost got to go, all right, easy does it now.
Yeah,
All right, you're going to throw up on everybody now, though.
Yeah,
Slow down, because you want to go, oh my God, this is real.
Yeah.
Over 6 years, this is nothing has ever been more real than what we have right now. Right now.
Gosh. Guys, that was fabulous. I don't know what else to say. That was just amazing. I said this kind of before we started. My favorite thing about the Pulse is that we get to talk about the things that matter the most. We get to talk about how people do this. We get to talk about how they get better at doing it. We get to talk about how we get to support each other doing it. And the 4 of you did just an amazing job of doing that today. And I think, and I actually, literally, I mentally took some notes. I'm like, oh, I love that. But I think that we hope that when people come and they hear about this product, and when you guys get a chance to try this for the first time, that you recognize that it really is untypical, that it really is something that you're going to be able to use in a way that you've not really gotten to experience anything before. You get to share it in a way that's genuinely authentic to you. You get to do that with your teams, and you get to do that in the way that you do it. You get to do it socially, you get to do it belly to belly, you get to do it industry-wise. However you do that, the critical part is that you go share it, right?
Yes.
That
Yes,
you
absolutely.
that you go
Absolutely.
and you
Right.
talk about it, whether you're not selling, sharing, right?
Sharing, yes.
Sharing
Yeah.
you, sharing who you are.
And have your experience
Have
too.
your
Have your
experience.
experience so you
Exactly.
can share from an
Exactly.
authentic place.
Yeah.
And you're not going to fake it. There is
No.
no fake it till you make it in our
No,
business.
no.
In the beginning, you might want to say, okay, I need to, it's learn as you go, and I don't know enough, and you will learn. But everyone knows how to speak to people. We all know how to have a conversation.
Exactly.
Don't need to be salesy. Once someone tries this line, I'm telling you, and it sounds like a broken record because every time we come out with something like, you're not going to believe this, right? And people are just like, oh, are you kidding me? But now look at MLT, look at Try MLT,
Oh, yeah, it's
look at
just
Soma
numbers,
9, look at Soma Plus, look at how I put it on my shoulder yesterday. My shoulder is exponentially better
Yeah.
overnight. Our products flat out work. These three are going to attract people from every network out
That's
there
right.
to want to be part of this. It's
Yeah.
going to be that little hook that goes, oh, you have this too? How did you build this company? Well, this is the Rockstar product, but wait till you see this. So, guys, be pumped.
Yes.
Get
ready.
so
Get ready to go.
excited.
Get
Get ready to
Get ready to
get
go.
going
Yes.
Yep.
because we got some work to do and it's going to be a ride and a half.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to
Yeah.
be amazing. I guess we just have to tell them goodbye now. Okay. Do you guys have a particular way you want to say goodbye? Do you want to?
Let's do
we can
like the- let's do the dating game
We
sideways,
can do
yeah,
like the
like that.
sideways.
Oh,
Okay.
sideways.
Here we go.
First of all, thank you for being on the
am I gonna
pulse.
do? What
We
am I
love. Oh, I got to turn this way.
Yeah.
We love you guys. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Woo! See ya.
See ya.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the New You Life Pulse podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, for more information, please visit our website, newyoulife.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the New You Life Pulse podcast.